Hi, everybody. I'm April Rashad, and today we're talking about how you can become a TLS coach. And right out of the gate, understand that TLS stands for Transitions Lifestyle System. And you're going to learn in a moment how this is really a very comprehensive eating program that really can be something that you implement into what you're already doing, or this could be a new path for you. So we're going to dive right in, and just know that I'm not scripted, but I have some slides because I think it's really helpful to have stuff that's visual. And I also understand this may be a stopgap between conversations that you might have had with myself or some of the people and coaches that I work with, which is great. But we'll start and just talk about, really what brings you here. So I know that many of you who might be watching this, you might already be a wellness or a holistic coach. Maybe you've been to the IIN or some other wellness or nutrition training. And one of the biggest things that we get asked by a lot of people who are coming out of wellness programs is like that they're lacking the structure and they just don't know how to get started. And so this is really something that you'll find as we go through this that you might be able to implement that would be a beautiful adjunct and really complementary to all of the training that you've had already, and that we might have some really great tools that you can be able to utilize within that. Maybe you're a personal trainer. I have a background in head injury rehab, in nutritional consulting, and in personal training. I am a certified nutritional consultant as well as a certified TLS coach and trainer. And when I know that before I had a nutritional background as a trainer, people used to ask me all the time, what do I eat? How do I feel about this kind of supplement? Do I need this? Do I need that? And I didn't have those kinds of answers. And we were really bound as trainers in terms of how far we were able to provide any of those types of recommendations. We had to keep it pretty general. So this, again, is a beautiful adjunct into your training business that you will be armed with the information to be able to provide more nutritional information to your clients. Maybe you're a health practitioner, a licensed massage therapist, a chiropractor, a doctor, or some other type of licensed health professional. Maybe you're a fitness or nutrition enthusiast who really just, I think a lot of people get drawn to this industry because they've had challenges of their own or really great success on their own, and they just really want to amplify the type of education that they have, and they're probably giving information and tips and whatever to all of their friends and family, and just really want to enhance that. You might also be a success story, and I love this, right? I've had people that take classes from me one-on-one or in a group, virtual or what have you, and they lose weight, or more importantly, they become less inflamed, they're off medications, they've just had phenomenal results, and now they want to pay it forward. And so learning how to become a coach will enable them to do that. But we can start, doesn't matter really why you're here. I just want to kind of give you a background first on TLS and what it is. And we're not a diet, as you heard in the description, Transitions Lifestyle System. It is a lifestyle. And I think that everybody who maybe come to the table, no matter what your background is, you understand that fad diets, which are everywhere, are just that, they're fad, right? And so there's certain things that we can't dispute, but let's just talk about what the problem with some of the diets are. Mostly is that you're not primarily losing fat. You are primarily losing water and muscle when you are losing weight. And some people are just married to the scale and they don't care how the numbers come down. But we know that that's not the long-term, path to health. And what is the point of losing 20, 30, 40 pounds if it doesn't necessarily decrease your risk for cancers or other kinds of, heart disease or things that we know are huge challenges and affecting 1 out of every 2 or 3 people today. And the other problem is that, if you're just looking at a calorie deficit and you're looking at macros and things like that for losing weight, that's not true either, because all calories are not created equal. And while that may be true for somebody who's at their ideal or close to their ideal body weight, or if they're at the upper end and they're just over consuming calories, that's fine. But we know that 100 calories of asparagus is not the same as 100 calories of potato chips, right? So what that does to you metabolically, what that does for your health, the nutrient density of foods really matters. And then diets are also affecting you neurologically and metabolically. And unfortunately, some of these hormonal changes where, ghrelin can increase when you're dieting, so then you become hungrier and it takes more food to be able to manage your satiety, or, to have different kinds of food addiction that can really get amplified over the course of time, or making it harder for people from dieting to be able to lose weight is not great either. So diets are already implying that it's temporary and they may not be sustainable, and so that you would go on a diet or you would go off a diet. But what we really want to do is we want to affect your health positively, and diets are really not doing that. They may not be family friendly. So we're looking really to be able to, not be restrictive. We're not taking out any of the macronutrients, but we really understand that not one size fits all, but we understand that diets are not working, and if they were working, then we wouldn't have the problem with obesity that we do right now in the United States, where over 65% of people are either overweight or obese or worse. So TLS Weight Loss Solution is the most comprehensive and customizable program I've ever seen. I've studied many, many different types of diet plans. When we use the word diet, we're talking about your diet, like what it consists of, what the food is. And we're a true lifestyle program because it is sustainable. It is based on real food. It is based in science, but it's also family friendly. And understanding that, listen, we can support people whether they're vegetarian, we can support people whether they're eating animal protein, but there's certain things at the core of any healthful way to lose weight, any healthful way to regain your health is going to be based in low glycemic impact foods and vegetables and fruits and the like. And so we are focused on helping your body to really find that balance, focus on fat loss, blood sugar stability, lessen cravings, and really teach your body how to burn fat. Weight is just a symptom of your body not being healthy. It's not just about the fact that maybe you eat too much or like that. So we have 4 components that really make us who we are. And I'll just kind of run through them very quickly, but this is what you learn if you were to become a coach. And the first is the low glycemic impact eating we were talking about. Now, some people have heard of the glycemic index. That's just a number from 1 to 100 that really measures the impact that a carbohydrate can have on your blood sugar. And things that are obviously high glycemic, like donuts and candy and processed foods, certainly we already understand that those are not helpful, but there's a lot of foods that are marketed as being healthful and they're not, and they are spiking our blood sugar. At the end of the day, insulin is a fat storage hormone. Blood sugar stability is important, not just for cravings and sustained energy, but also long-term for heart health and for preventing diabetes. But also, if you keep your blood sugar stable, you're going to be in a fat burning mode. Your overall health is going to be improved. And like I said, you'll have sustained energy. So we end up teaching about low glycemic impact eating, which is not just the index of the food, but also the load. And so it really combines both, and yet you're not looking at numbers. This is not about counting and measuring. It's really just about learning the foods that are going to support the overall blood sugar stabilization and be able to support your body with nutrient-dense foods. And so we're going to try to keep those blood sugars, as you see in the middle, level so that you're both not having dips in energy or spikes and then crashes, and you're getting that sustained energy through the day while still being able to burn fat. The second component that we gear TLS around is body composition. And so we want to help people to keep and build lean muscle and preferentially lose fat, because ultimately muscle is dictating your metabolism, right? And I think a lot of people understand that it's not that quote unquote muscle weighs more. If you took 5 pounds of fat and you took 5 pounds of muscle, which one takes up more space? Which one is more gelatinous? And which one is, not metabolically active? That would be fat. If you look here, a pound of fat is only burning 5 calories a day, or 5 pounds is burning 20. So muscle is going to be over 10 times more metabolically active, where 5 pounds of muscle is going to burn 250 calories a day. It's going to take up less space in your body. It's going to be leaner. Obviously, it's going to be what you'd rather see in a bathing suit, naked or not, hanging over, like a muffin top over your pants. So we want people to not just lose weight. We want them to lose fat preferentially. And that's so important. And 80% of that comes from the foods that you are choosing to eat. The third component is science-based supplementation. And listen, I don't think, with 65% of people in the United States already, taking some type of supplementation, it's probably not a conversation that we need to really have right now in terms of the why, to supplement. But I think you'd agree that there's a really wide span in terms of quality that's out there. I don't think anybody needs 27 bottles of anything after just reading, an article in a magazine and watching Dr. Oz on TV. But what we do is we take a really customized approach, and you'll find that we're also partnered with multiple manufacturers, meaning we work through TLS with a parent company that is able to access and source products from a lot of different manufacturers. So what that means is that we really have a buffet. We can take a customized approach. we have access to a lot of things. And I'll tell you where this became really important for me. Before I was really educated in supplements, I really believed in them, and I understood how, methylation issues for people can cause B vitamin deficiencies. I understood that people were deficient in D and magnesium and zinc and things of that nature, but I didn't really know how to vet products. And I really learned that through this company and through a lot of the education. But what I also understood is that there are so many different manufacturers out there, and people were coming to me all the time asking me, what do I think about this or this or this? And what I was doing is I was doing all of this research, and then I'm sending somebody down the street to a GNC or wherever online, and they're buying a subpar product that's not necessarily going to get them results. And in some cases, it's really just, it's not going to have the right dosing. It's going to have other impurities in it. And that wasn't what I wanted to do either. So I took the time to make sure that I could vet things that then, at least if I knew I was taking them, I had vetted them, I had studied them, and I had this buffet of different manufacturers to choose from, at least I had a wide enough scope of exclusive products that I could, feel good about making a recommendation for. And then I could also be able to make some retail profit on that. And, why wouldn't I want to do that? When people wanted to come to me, they were trusting me to be able to make a recommendation, and the ease of being able to, for me to source it for them became really important. So we're not just focused on weight management products that are based in science, but we're also looking at a lot of different other great health and wellness type supplements that can help people with challenges that they're having. So whether it is a challenge with weight loss, maybe they're working out in the gym, they're not getting the results that they're looking for, or they have total other issues like total health issues like cholesterol or blood pressure, blood sugar, serotonin, that type of thing. Maybe they've got a sluggish liver. Maybe they have a history of cognitive issues in their family. They need GI support. They need lowered inflammation or joint support. We have so many different companies that provide really top of the line products in a lot of those different areas, not to mention things that we know, like, 50 to 75% of people are deficient in vitamin D, but how you take that vitamin D, what the delivery system really matters. And so to be able to have the support to learn these things and to have access to people who can help and answer questions on a one-off basis, is really, really important. And I found that to be such a value to this program. And so when I say that things are based in science, this is just one example where, there's no magic pill in a bottle, but, people have a lot of challenges with weight loss when it comes to, addictive eating and blood sugar stability and cravings and things like that. And if you look on the left on a 10-week study with just this one product, Trim Tea or Trim Cafe alone, you'll see that a lot of the products that we're using, especially because we use them with licensed health professionals, the ingredients have been, shown in clinical studies to be effective. And so, this product alone was not just a weight loss product, but it was really a total health product, that it wasn't just helping with fat loss and body fat reduction or inches in your waist, but it was really helping with things like inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein and cholesterol, good and bad, and, fat production and blood sugar and adiponectin levels. So you're going to find that the products that we have access to may or may not have been things that you've heard of before, but really have some amazing studies behind them. And that doesn't mean that we have exclusive access to everything, but a really nice buffet of things that you can become educated in and have access to be able to support your clients. I think the thing that sets us apart the most is the fourth component, sort of the fourth wheel in the car, and that's the education and coaching. We have coaches, we have education, we have areas to be able to educate in different media formats that I find, having somebody, just like if you're a personal trainer and you're needing to answer questions for somebody, they have a pain, they have this, and they just don't know if they're doing it right. It's the same thing. Anybody could read a book on a healthful way to eat, but they don't know how to source that and decide if that's accurate versus something else that they read or something new that comes on the scene 2 weeks from now. And so to be able to have somebody to answer questions, point them in the right direction, have resources, but we've got videos, we've got things in text and on websites, and we've got a coach to support you every step of the way, and social media support, and doctors and other health professionals backing us up, and different menu plans that you can utilize that are beautifully created for you, recipes and recipe books and so much more. So even if you're wanting to customize things for a specific client, at least you don't have to make all the tools. And I found that also really helpful, because when I started out as a nutritionist and as a personal trainer, I found that I was having to make everything myself. And so to be able to have professional tools to be able to utilize, like the recipe books, like infographics or brochures and tools and a website and a guide and whatnot that can be branded for me and accessible to me, I found to be incredibly helpful. As you know, to be able to put into my practice. And certainly you can check us out and follow us on social media, TLS Weight Loss, on any of these different social media sites. But there's so many different ways to coach, and that's one of the things that we would be able to teach you. So again, you can access the pieces and parts that you feel are right for you, which we'll talk about in a moment. But if you were a trainer and you just wanted to be able to run a 1-week detox program, or you own a gym and I've seen a lot of them do 30-day boot camps or a 30-day jump start, but they don't have any of the materials to be able to go with that, you can just utilize us for that. Or maybe you're somebody who just really wants to add value and be more marketable by not just being a trainer or a massage therapist or a doctor, but you really want to have a structured program within your practice of whatever it is that you're doing. We have that too, 2 to 12-week programs, and we'll help you to learn how to do one-on-one sessions, or how to do a group, whether it be in person or whether it be virtual. Especially since the pandemic and COVID-19, virtual sessions have been all the rage, and there's so many ways that you can access and help so many different people, because there's so many different ways to be able to coach. Now, what are we coaching? Tons of different topics, and we have all the information to be able to back this up so that you have the structure, even whether you're doing a one-on-one or a detox, or whether you're running a 12-week group. Things on the basics of macronutrients, right? Detox strategies, the low glycemic impact foods we talked about, hormones and how that can affect weight loss and your health, exercise, stress, plateaus, food sensitivities, effective supplementation and improving metabolism, eating out, and how to navigate that, different obstacles and behavior change, and how to really customize for people. So all of these things are really important topics to be able to cover when you're helping somebody with a lifestyle change, and we have all the materials to be able to help you to do that. We even have cool tools like weight loss profiles, which granted are subjective, but sometimes, when you're doing a health intake or for a new client, or if you just wanted to have a place to be able to start a conversation, having them be able to fill out a weight loss profile and get some data that comes at the end of that with some recommendations, whether it be for a meal plan or for some supplementation or whatever, can be really helpful for you to be able to start to work with a client. So at the end of the day, there's probably 3 different reasons that you may be here in terms of what you're looking for. And that's really where you can tap into one or all 3 of these different things, which I'll kind of just go through right now. One of them is you may just want to be heightening your education and helping to, develop your coaching business as it is right now. Like I said, a lot of people are looking for the nutrition component and don't have the structure. Maybe you have the knowledge, maybe you have had a lot of training, but you don't know how to implement it, and you don't know how to monetize it either and make it something so that it's really a high value for your clients. So that's where we can really come in. You can learn experientially with our help, either a little bit or a lot. If you want hand holding, or if you just need some guidance, we're here for that. You can also get certified in our program. So you can learn it and start to implement it, but obviously a higher level is if you wanted to go through a certification process, which right now, post-pandemic, is, accessible online, and sometimes it would be in person as well when things start to open up again. But you can just add that into your toolbox of your existing practice or your coaching or training business. And now you can really start earning coaching fees between $20 to $200 an hour, depending on what your other certifications or background is, or how new to the profession that you are. And then, of course, you always have the access of us, and, the assistance of a team of professional coaches who have been exactly where you are, who have a variety of different backgrounds like you do, and can certainly help you, just with the coaching piece. Now, you can also add in, or only add in, offering clean products to your clients, right? So as we talked about, we have access to products that come from several manufacturers that are very high quality. Oftentimes, I will speak to somebody who is a trainer or nutritionist who already has their programs intact, but they are looking to be able to, vet and provide clean products, and a wide range of them. They want e-commerce ready sites, and we have all of that at the ready. So, you'll get the product education from us. You can vet these products, but more importantly, we're here to answer questions. So it's not uncommon that if you have a client, you have a specific question and you're looking for that answer and you don't yet feel knowledgeable, that you have access to us to be able to do that. And of course, because you're making these recommendations, that's just another way to be able to increase some value in how much you can earn in revenue by having some retail profit from making those recommendations on these exclusive products. We earn about 30% on the products that we have exclusivity to. So again, if you're making $50 an hour on a training session with somebody, and now you can also recommend a product, whether or not that person comes back for training, they may reorder that product and you're still making money that way, but it's also increased how much you can make per hour for the clients that are in your existing, repertoire and regimen. And then finally, there's some people who are really looking to say, geez, I want to leave corporate America and do, fitness and nutrition full time, or just the nutrition full time. Or there might be people who are, working a lot of hours before, hours of corporate, after, virtually, here and there and everywhere. And you're only as good as your last client, or you're only as good as your last class. Right. And so being able to have a way to be able to create a residual or ongoing income by making referrals and helping us expand by training other coaches in the field is just another way that you can actually earn larger income. So if this is something that is of interest to you and you're like, geez, on top of training or on top of nutrition, I'd really like to be able to earn additional income, just know that that is an option for you. We have a business structure and a model that's already proven. And it's got a compensation plan that just enables you to leverage your efforts. So it's not just you and that 1 hour that you can provide to one of your patients or one of your clients, right? So we have this model where you can make $300 to $3,600 a week or more based on your personal income goals. Now, this piece is not for everybody, and that's okay. So you can tap into just the coaching. You can tap into just the retail or the, additional residual income, any one of those or all three. And so that's why you just have to kind of think about that. What is it that you specifically want? Why us? Well, we have a proven business model. We're totally invested in your success, and we can meet you where you are. So it's not about what we want. You can decide what your entry point is. Is it just the system that we have and the structure? Is it just the products? Is it the compensation? And maybe is it all three? But we're going to do the heavy lifting and provide the support that you need to succeed. We've got the tools already so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel, but you can still customize and make it your own, but you're not going to be alone in that process. And that is what I found personally to be so valuable for me. So, you decide what you want. You can reconnect with us, as soon as possible so that we can just have that conversation and talk about, what it would take, what it is that you're looking for, the type of money that you're looking to make, or the type of services you're looking to add, and see which one of those areas may be a good fit for you. Now, I like to be transparent, so I don't like to leave this video without saying, oh, well, is there going to be thousands of dollars in investment? No. If you wanted to get set up with websites and access to everything we have, it could be as little as $149.95. It could be up to $429.95, totally up to you. So I just like to put that out there. That's to get websites, access to tools, the team, everything really that I talked about. But again, it's more about what you want. We're really looking for people who would make a nice addition to our team and our network. Anybody who has wealth has networks. Anybody that's, looking to improve their station, even if it's from a knowledge base, they tap into networks. I'm on so many Facebook groups where I'm able to tap into other people's expertise and constantly be learning and growing. And that's what we want to be for you. But whatever you want, how much you want to make, and whatever areas you want to tap into, let's just talk again, create an action plan, and then we can execute from there. But listen, I'm looking forward to talking to anybody who's looking to have another conversation, and I hope some of this information was helpful.